get the focus. Today's topic is let's stop HIV together. And that means breaking stigma. That means we're going to break the meaning of people who are socially unacceptable because of their status. And we about to break that today. And there's going to be a lot of these going up today. So guys, I hope you enjoy the show because it's about to get real interesting. T to T. Run that intro.
I think sometimes we just forget that we're still human beings. Yeah, I think it's important that everyone should know their status. Knowing your status is the first step to really kind of having that conversation. I think it's important we learn how to tackle stigma and get rid of it. I think it's such an extremely amazing thing that I get to do this every day and meet such great people and learn their story and share some of their story with the people that watch us every day. To remember to stay hopeful in victory.
But Monday episode is up and I talked about the Doing It campaign. The Doing It. See, I ain't gonna talk about it because that was it. The bing, bing, bing that kept happening was, it's all in my head now, so it just trapped there. But I want to go ahead and make a few quick announcements. I want to go ahead and thank you guys again for sending me feedback in my personal messages and kind of letting me know how you feel about the channel. Also, I want to thank my HIV team. Go ahead and throw that. Wait, I need to put on that side because that's where I like that. I like it over there. That's CG. Thank you. My HIV team is a great resource for anyone who is HIV positive and just want to get to connect with people and just talk with other friends across the world. It is a great community. I always share like my posts on there too, and they kind of come here and watch it. So I want to thank you guys as well for showing me your support and giving me all the likes and the hugs. I like and hug you back too. I'm gonna keep talking about this all week because if I keep talking about it into existence, y'all go see it to believe it. But yes, the Hopeful and Hoodie victories are in production. Go ahead and run that third. Yes, I have black, I have red, I have gray, the gray that I have actually, and then I also have purple, and I have a special color that I'm not gonna reveal yet. I'm gonna let you guys see that, but those mock are being produced right now. I actually had to incur a little fee because I asked for the mocks so I can share them, because I'm like, oh my god, can I just get them and can you just show me the mocks? Happy Tuesday. Yesterday was a rough day for me at work. I'm not sure if you all know, but I work like 10:30 to 7 is my work schedule, so I don't have the best work schedule. Things tend to get messy, of course, but my job can be extremely stressful sometimes. So this is one of the great ways that when I do go back and I edit this, I'm so happy, I'm so proud to be making this and doing the work, putting in the work to do this. I'm just extremely happy. And then on top of that, even though I was having a bad day, I got like some really great news. I got nominated for the BCAI Epic Resilience Award. Just nominated. I didn't win it. But I'm extremely happy that you guys think, or just any of my peers here in my community, I thank you guys for that. I appreciate that award. I don't know why I did that. I didn't have mother here to kind of do that. So I'm a karate chop, yeah. Let's go right into the shits. So guys, let me give you already know, give you a dab of that coffee. Bing! Wait, again. Bing! Okay, wait, you want another? Okay, you thirsty? Bing! Jeez. This is mine, and it is really, really good today. It is like hitting all types of spots. I am Dusty Lion, and this is Hopeful and Victory Talks, guys. Good morning. Today our campaign is a very general campaign. It affects everybody around the world. I mean, everyone. Because you know what today's topic is, do I gotta do the whole little Wheel of Fortune? Oh wait. Let's stop HIV together. Yes. What does that mean? What? How do you not? I'm just kidding. That campaign really means that everyone has a role in stopping HIV stigma, in stopping stigma when it comes to HIV. We all play a key role in that part. For example, when we show support of people living with HIV, we are not only just showing them support, but we make it easier for them to live healthy lives. What do I mean by that? Let me break it down. So, for example, we got to use moi as a great example. College. I use my college years as a piece of my example. And what I mean by that is when I was first diagnosed in college, I necessarily didn't feel the support around me, not only because no one was really talking about HIV, nor did no one know how to talk about HIV, unless they were directly affected by themselves. And then when you're in college, it's not an excuse. But when you're in college, you don't necessarily think about that. You're kind of like my schedule, my day, my free time, friends, party, drink, whatever. Like, serious things don't necessarily become serious either until they affect you directly or until it's towards your end of your senior year and you're about to graduate and things are becoming real life. And anybody who graduated from college know that feeling of real life, or just even high school know that feeling of real life, like, oh, I'm an adult now. Let's stop HIV together. Whenever I say stop together, we're going to go ahead and run that graphic. And of course, you're going to be hearing that great ass chime, y'all, because guess what? We all got a lesson to learn today. And that is, let's stop HIV together. I'm going to just keep saying it, so I just annoy y'all, to be honest. What you gonna do? When the people around me, when my friends weren't necessarily talking about HIV before, and a little bit after, it was kind of difficult for me to really understand who I was. Be okay that I am HIV positive. I think in a lot of cases, we as people or just emotional beings, we want to know the security of who we are is acceptable. It's inviting. It's okay. You know, like it's not fearful. It's not something that cannot be talked about or unsaid. And because as you guys remembered, like last week when I was talking to my family, I'm like, it took me a long time to actually be okay with just saying HIV, like it just out loud and feeling not stigmatized by it or just not like fearful of it or, you know, in some kind of way, just feeling odd. It took me a very long time to get around to saying that. And this is one of the great campaigns to stop that stigma around that, is because we want to talk about that. We want the realistic, we want the actual, we want to talk about the actual things that are affecting us, because when we don't talk about it, then it's like it's under the rug. It's not an issue. My actual theme of today is friendship, families, and just general ties to coworkers or associates, whatever you want to call it. But that's the connection piece with Let's Stop HIV Together. I'm going to talk about the different spheres or realms of my life: family, friends, work, and recreational activities, and how I use my, just me and my status as a great example of talking about HIV when it's time to talk about it, and also break the stigma around it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my family. No one really was concerned about HIV at the time, nor talking about it, because, you know, we just, it didn't affect anyone directly. No one in our immediate family was affected by this, so it wasn't something we talked about all the time. Nor did we talk about sexual health all the time. We never really had those really deep conversations. And I think that's in part of, you know, it's kind of uncomfortable, you know, and it's kind of hard to talk about. And it really is, and that's okay. Within the last year, you know, when I come around, I try to talk to my family about my personal well-being, my mental state, my mental health state. because as you all know, I am a, oh, can we put the flower there? I'm a delicate flower. I was gonna zoom on that, but whatever. Yeah, I tend to be I'm a delicate person. We all a delicate person. But I have a very strong exterior to the world because of things I've gone through. But when I'm with my family, I'm able to share my personal experiences with mental health. For example, I talk with my family about why I go to therapy and the issues that I do go to therapy. One of the biggest ones recently that had came up was when I was talking with my mom, and we had talked about an issue that had affected me and my siblings, and something that affected her as well. And me and her had talked about walking in your truth and accepting every fault that you are, because when you are able to say that this was a mistake that I made and I am sorry, then you're able to move forward. You're able to grow closer. My mom, she's a very, very strong woman. Like, strongest person I know in this world. And like, that woman is resilient. That she should get the Resilient Award, honestly. Like, if I'm not an example of her, I don't know what is, because that woman is amazing. But yeah, we talked, and I was able to share that, and on top of that, I was able to talk about my status, because that came into play, about my insecurities of being HIV positive, and trying to find my worth from the voices outside instead of listening to myself. And then, she made a comment like, I'm happy that you are growing into this fine young man, and that you are becoming so strong, because her as a parent and as a mother, she has always been concerned about her children, more specifically myself, because I'm the sick baby. Like, I'm always in the hospital. I always have something going on, and so she has always been there. But the fact that she knows that, like, she can kind of let go, kind of gives her a breath of relief. But also to know why she can let go really helps her, and allows her to open up about what kind of things that she goes on in her life as well to me. That's what I love about Let's Stop HIV Together. Let's Stop HIV Together, because we, when we talk about it, we kill it. Little by little, we kill it. I want to go ahead and talk about work. It has become really interesting. And I say that is because the Pentagraph article that I did, people in my city, my town, community have read it. Every associate that comes to my desk, they all start by picking up that flag, and they're just like, yeah, just swinging it. Like, this is so cool. But they had one associate actually come to me, and he's like, oh, what does this mean? Like what? Why is it like this different colors? And we got into I had started talking about the topic of like, oh, it represents the LGBTQ plus community, queer community. I am queer. And then we got to talking about HIV, and he's like, oh, yeah, he's like, I saw the topic, and he's like, it makes sense why you have that button there too. And so we were able to talk about my status, and then the different things in our community, why we think it's kind of great that I'm using my life and my experience to kind of talk about this, to break the stigma, to allow a new realm in my community, be able to kind of step out of their comfort zone and just talk about it, versus putting it here or there, but making it comfortable for people to talk about it at work, And I work in corporate America. I can talk about it, and if I can have one person come up to me and he's like, this is amazing. This is so courageous. You're so amazing to be talking about this. Like, I would have never thought that about you. And for that to happen, allowed him to understand my perspective of why I do it. And that's why stopping HIV together is so important, because when we can share those little, like, intimate conversations, we're kind of able to break the stigma little by little. Because guess what? News is shared word of mouth. So the more I talk about it, the more I share it with people, the more people are going to be able to talk about it. And guess what? If I'm your friend and you're my friend, you know how it is for me. So you're able to take my example because how comfortable I feel about it, and I want you to talk about it. You're able to take my experience and what I'm doing, and you're able to talk about it with other people and feel okay and happy about it, and don't feel weird about it or stigmatized because you have someone like myself who's just like, yeah, talk about HIV, talk about how we can break the stigma, share this video, go share everything. Like I want it to be, I want us to break this as much as possible because it shouldn't be something we feel stigmatized by. Let's Stop HIV Together is such a great campaign. It's because it allows great conversation starters. Again, like I said, doing it, getting tested, how that's a great conversation starter for getting on dates. This is a great conversation starter when it comes to just general talking because guess what? Everyone is involved because nothing ever stops unless we do it together. Yeah, say it with me. So if we're talking about it together, then we're able to stop HIV. We're able to stop stigma. We're able to make it comfortable. We're able to kind of allow that openness for anyone who may be affected by HIV to step into that realm of openness and embrace that love, that encouragement, that everything about it. And so that's one of the great ways I love about this campaign. I do want to talk about some of the other pieces though too. Now, don't forget, if you're going to share this and post this or whatever, always hashtag HIV Stop Stigma. Hashtag Stop HIV Stigma. That's the campaign hashtag right there, y'all. Just get with the program. And it allows everyone to be a part of the conversation. Of course, doing it is a great conversation starter when it comes to dating, but it's even better when it's this one because it doesn't have to be too like in your business and stuff like that and be like, so you got tested? I ain't gonna ask my coworker that or my family. Well, I might ask my family that, but I ask you like that yet. So I brought my laptop on because I got my notes for today. But I do want to talk about problematic words when it comes to this. So this is one of the great ways we need to be able to stop HIV stigma. Sorry, the green screen might be taking out some of this laptop. I don't care. That's not the important topic. The biggest one I love on this one right here is problematic words when it comes to talking about like AIDS or HIV. So like to catch AIDS, to catch HIV, to pass HIV. The better words, and I'm gonna be putting that over there, little screenshots of that. But it's to be diagnosed with HIV, to acquire HIV, to transmit HIV, and then one of the other ways that I think we definitely need to really work on as a human race as a whole is not differentiating HIV and AIDS. Like one's a little more severe, so we don't talk about it. There's a stigma between the two, and that shouldn't be the case. We're all in the same damn boat. We all just trying to survive, and we're just trying to live out here and make a living. Oh, another great one is how to actually refer to people who have HIV or AIDS and positives. I usually say I like to use my pun like, oh, I'm gonna have a positive day because I'm positive. Like, that's my thing. But you can't go and say that's a positive right there. Or you can't go and say HIVers. I never even heard the term HIVers. Who even, is this like the 90s or something? Come on, sis. AIDS or HIV carriers. Or carrier. No, you can't be referring to people like that. And the reason is a person is not HIV or AIDS. They're just not that. The last thing I did want to actually touch on is discrimination when it comes to stopping HIV stigma, or let's stop HIV together. Discrimination I think I haven't really experienced that in like the realms of family or friends, but I mostly experience it through dating or social media apps for dating. Like, there are a lot of people out there who just think that like, oh, like you're just you're good for just sex and that's it, or you're good for a certain type of thing and that's it. And that's not the case at all. First off, honey, this honey mocha right here, you can't even afford this honey mocha right here, and I'm sure you can't afford the honey mocha that you be trash talking to all the time. So, or in any other case, or anyone for that case, it's hard to really break that stigma. I think one thing is, I love how a gay dating app Grindr is making it easier for people who are HIV positive to kind of live in the space where it's okay to be in this realm. But of course, you're going to have those trolls. And then also, we just need to be able to make a space for people who are living with HIV or people who are living with AIDS, make that acceptable, because it is acceptable. Like, when was it not? I'm not going to be that oblivious, but it wasn't at some time, and now's the time that it is. And so by us talking about it and showing our support, we're not only breaking the stigma, we're not only breaking the discrimination, but we are showing the love and compassion that so many people are missing out on, or so many people just don't have. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. It's been a pleasure making this. This tea is amazing. Did I say tea? I just tripped. This coffee is amazing. I'm Dusty Lion. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Tomorrow we're gonna be doing another one. Stay tuned. Peace.